Hi, Tefl-Dude here, and today I'm going to show you how you can use your iPad as your main monitor for your Mac Mini or as an extension monitor for your MacBook Air or your MacBook Pro, and the only thing you need is the YAM display app. Now, you get 8 minutes for free, and if you wish to purchase it, it's £8 or $8 for eternity. You never have to pay monthly. That's what's great about this app. And it works 100% with a cable. It's not the YAM Display Air one, it's the one with the cable, so you don't have to rely on internet or anything like that. Now let me just show you a close-up of the iPad and how it looks. So here's a closer view of the iPad, and as you can see, wherever I put my finger, that's where the mouse is, and I have a keyboard and a mouse, as you probably all have with this, and I can click on here, and you can also move with your finger. So if you touch it first once and then hold it a little bit, and then you can move it around. Also, if you want to, it's a bit small to click the red dot to delete, so what you can do is just stretch and then click the red dot and it's gone. And if you want to do a right click, what you have to do is click on the item you want to right click and then double tap with your fingers or double fingers, and then you can simply zoom in and tap whichever one you want. Finally, you have the ability to share with your iPad directly with the 3 dots. So if I click here, 3 dots appear and you can split view. And now I can click on my photos and I can drag one of these photos into the desktop. How amazing is that? And go back to full screen, and then I can just simply double tap, and there's the picture of me as a baby. And in order to close that out, simply make sure I enlarge and click, and that's that. So now we need to install the YAM app. In order to do that, you will need to first of all plug your Mac into a monitor just for one time only. We'll install the app and then we'll use the iPad. Now the first thing we need to do is download the YAM display app. Click Command spacebar and type YAM display. You can see it's waiting there, and you'll be taken to this website. You cannot download it from the App Store, unfortunately, but you can for the iPad. You go to the App Store. So download the YAM display for Mac, and once it's downloaded, you can click on it, or we can just go to the Downloads folder. So let's go to the Downloads folder. Now before you install it, before you try to install it, it may fail, because what you need to do is make sure that you go to System Settings, go to Privacy and Security, and make sure that you have clicked Applications from App Store and Known Developers. Okay, it might not work because we're not taking it from the App Store. So that's what we've got, App Store and Known Developers. Now we'll double click it, and you simply drag the display app into the Applications folder. And there you can see YAM display app. Why it's not alphabetical, I don't know. So we'll double click on that now. And I'll just close this out. And you will be asked, you downloaded it from the internet, are you sure you want to open it? We'll say yes, open. Allow YAM to find devices on local networks, yes, you want to allow it, otherwise it won't work. Here, allow notifications, sure, it doesn't really matter. Now the YAM display will be opening whenever you start your computer, and to make sure this happens, click on this item here and go to Mirror Display, because if you do Extended, you don't have two monitors, you just have the one, so it has to be duplicated. So you want to mirror. Once you're using it for an extension display, you can do that. That's great. But for now, we just want the mirror, and make sure you click Launch at Login. And when you click that, you get a message here. And if you click on this, you can see that Open at Login, YAM display is going to be one of them, and that's okay. Click away. Also check Prevent Display from Sleeping, because if you're using it on your iPad and then suddenly goes to sleep, it kind of disappears, and then you've got to put your code in again, and it's all a bit of a mess. So much better just to have it prevent it from sleeping. Enable air mode is automatically on. I don't know if that does anything or not. And now you will have to reboot the computer for all this to take effect. So I'm going to do that. So I'll pause. When I've done that, I'll come back. Okay, so here I am. Now the YAM display is running, and we have to go to the iPad now. So now on the iPad, we're going to have to go into the App Store and type in YAM. You can see there it says YAM display. So we're going to click on that. And I've already downloaded and paid for it, but there is the free version and there is the paid for version, YAM display. Obviously you have YAM Air for £4, and that's for life if you want to try that. But this one's the best one. So I'm going to open it. Now, you might ask, wait a minute, why hasn't it suddenly appeared? Because, you know, everything's running. Panic, panic. What happens is, when it's plugged in, you just have to unplug it and replug it in. So once you've done everything, we'll simply unplug, replug, ta-da, and there you have it. There's your display. Obviously, the display size isn't to our liking, but remember we can fix that by just zooming in, going to System Settings, and choosing the correct display. We go to Display, and you will have to click on this area here, Show All Resolutions, and I believe the best one for your iPad, or at least mine, which is 11-inch, is this 1300 by 1000. So if I click on that, and now you can see my iPad is fully fledged. However, the monitor is a mess because the monitor was wide and now it's the black arrows are cut in. If you can see that, I'll just put my camera over there so you can see the monitor has lost its edge, but the camera is working well. Okay, so I've created here a document to show you a few scenarios that might happen when you think it's not working. It works 100% if you follow these steps. Now, the worst case scenario is if you end up with this kind of blank screen like this. If I turn it on and nothing happens, you need then to click the return button. And that does no harm to anything. Clicking the return button is like a safety measure. The first thing you should do is wait 60 seconds. For some reason, and we'll time it and we'll see how long it takes. It takes 60 seconds to wake up the computer. And then on the left is what you see on the iPad. And on the right is what you don't see because obviously you're not connected to a monitor. So this feeds you what happens. So this lets you know what happens. Now you wait 30, you press enter and something will happen. Always press enter in case this happens. Now, if you're in scenario 2, where when you turn it on after 60 seconds, this happens, well, you can still press the enter button There's no harm there. It's not going to do anything, but it's a safety measure. Now, whether you press the enter button or not, you may end up on this screen. And in this screen, you will not be able to put in your password. You'll think, oh, why isn't my password working? Well, that's why, because you're in this screen. So another safety measure is to not just press the return, but press the right key here, and you'll see me do it myself. And then this will appear. It will hit the drive that you want, because before that, nothing's chosen. You need to click the right key and then press enter. And when you press enter, it will start loading. That's what will happen. So once you've done that, you will be in the login page where you just put in your login and everything's fine. But you will notice nothing's changed on your display and you have to unplug and re-plug in. And we're going to do that one. Now, alternatively, when you log in, it could immediately just go to the login page. And that's wonderful. But you don't know that. So it's a safety measure to go through those other steps. Press the return key, press the arrow key, and press the enter key. And then wait the time and you will arrive at the login again. So let's try that. We're going to turn on the computer and see which one arrives. Is it this one or this one? My guess is it might be this one. So I'm going to turn it on now. Right, I heard a noise, it went ta-da. Now, watch how long it probably takes to set up. I should change this clock so it's on the second. Okay, so we've been waiting at least about 15-20 seconds and still nothing has arrived. This is what happens when you turn your Mac Mini on for the first time. Don't start going, oh, I put in my password now. You really have to wait probably about 60 seconds. So we're still waiting. We're still waiting. So we're basically on this area, turning it on and waiting for 60 seconds. We're not sure what's going to happen on the screen yet, but something will or won't. And then I will press the enter key just to make sure. I'll give it 60 seconds fully. Okay. You will be surprised how slow the Mac is. Now, nothing's happening so far. We've been waiting quite a while. Ah! Did you see that? You can see it here now. That has arrived and it took at least about a minute, which is why you have to wait 60 seconds. Now, it didn't go to the login screen as we hoped. It didn't arrive here as we hoped. And that's why people put in their password and think, oh, it's not working. So even if I press enter now, I'm going to press enter. This is why this is a good save key. I'm pressing enter and no harm, no foul, no damage. Press enter in case it's a weird scenario. Now I'm pressing the right key. And see, the Macintosh lit up. You saw it there, it lit up. Before it wasn't lit up, now it is. So now we are here. Now we have to press return, the return key here. And it will start to load. And you'll see here that you have to wait this amount of time. We got the noise, ta-da, it's waking up. And we should be entering into the startup screen. See the Apple logo? And now it's in. I still can't enter the password yet, still got to wait. So if I press my password now, but before I do that, imagine it did wake up in this scenario. Imagine it started like this. There's no harm in me pressing the return key, yeah? Because all that does is make it shake. You can see it's shaking a bit. There's no harm me hitting the right key. and then pressing return. Right key return, it still just makes it shake. Nothing happens. So that's why it's a good safety valve. Now I'm going to put in my key and press enter. And there it loads up. So nothing is going to show on your iPad until this starts. Nothing is ever going to happen without that key being in. Notice it still hasn't arrived here. I have it plugged in. I have the Mac plugged in. You can see with the cable there. So I'm going to unplug the cable and then replug it. And ta-da! Now you can see it's plugged in. So that is how you do it properly, enter in. Let's reboot again. If you want to, we can reboot again to see if it automatically goes in. But I think you understand the steps, that you should always, even if you imagine this happening, press return, right arrow key, enter and wait. But you saw how long it took to start up. I'll do a reboot just to see if it comes quicker this time. So I'll shut down. And then later I'm going to show you how I use an external. I've got an external drive here, which is 1 terabyte in it. And I prefer to use that on my Mac Mini. But with that one, you need to press a key twice. I'll explain it in a minute. So from what I can see, the Mac Mini is off. So I'm going to turn it on again and see if it can activate. See how long it takes. There's the noise. It's woken up. It's now on the 35-second thing. And we'll just time that to see how long it takes to wake the screen up. I'll move the camera there. So it's done 30 seconds so far. So it does take about 60 seconds to wake up. That's 30 seconds. Come on, Mac Mini. And I imagine it will start off with this. Rarely does it open. Right, we're on 55 seconds now. We're on the 60-second mark. So maybe you need to be leaving it a bit longer. So rarely is there nothing. It's only if sometimes you're changing it into a TV monitor, then another monitor, then it might get confused and just sit and do nothing. So, and there you see it's arrived. So that was about 80 seconds. So you might want to be leaving it for 90 seconds. And then, like I said, even if we press enter and we wait, there's no harm, no foul. We're going to click our right button, click enter, and then see how long it takes now. So 5 seconds have gone. We'll see how long it takes to do. According to this, I said 30. And it's been 15. And now it's 20 seconds. So 20 seconds. Can I type in a key yet? No, I can't type in a key yet. So it's been now 30 seconds. Let's see if I can type in a key now. Yes. And here is my key. Once again, you're going to have to wait once you've pressed in your code. So even though you've done this, you will have to wait about 20 seconds after you've pressed the password and the login. And once again, you can see, I can see this, but I can't see this. But now I can unplug it and replug it in. And that, my friend, is a foolproof way to use the YAM app. Now, very quickly, for those of you who wish to know, the rest of you, if you're never going to have an external hard drive, then this is all you need. If you're going to attach it to your MacBook Pro or MacBook Air. This is for people who want to see what happens when I plug an external hard drive in that I often use. So I'm going to turn it off first. Here we go. Force quit, not force quit, just shut down. So I'm going to shut it down now. And then I'm going to plug in my external hard drive. And I'll show you on another video how to put an external Mac on an external drive. And more importantly, why you should do it. So our Mac is now asleep. I'm going to plug this into the remaining USB-C port. Now you must remember that when plugging into the YAM, the USB-C port has to be free. You can't have a dongle. It won't work with the dongle. It has to be directly into the device. Okay. Now I'm using my external hard drive. Let's see what happens there. I'm going to turn it on. And while I've turned it on, I'll just show you. I've made another document here just to show you if you use an external hard drive, it's quite the same. You've got to press the enter key, wait 30 seconds. Remember, wait 60 seconds when you turn it on. Then press the enter key, wait 30 seconds, and I might end up with this. So you'll end up with this image, and you'll have to press the key twice in order to get this, unless it goes in directly. Let's see what happens. It's been about 60 seconds. It's warming up. I think we're going straight in. Yep, we're straight in. So that's the reason why sometimes if you have all the luck and you do manage to get directly in, even for this one, there's still no harm in pressing enter. Because remember, all I can see is this. I don't see this. I don't know if I'm on. I might be on a black screen. Just press enter and wait 30 seconds. And then the arrow key twice. 1, 2, and then enter. See, nothing's been disturbed. But it means I'm definitely going to be in this screen. I wait my time, and then I put my code in. And I'm in. And there I am. Now, I will just turn this screen off and do a hard reset, and there you'll see. Then you'll see this image come up. So I'm just going to cancel this. That, by the way, that password came up because that's the active login for the other hard drive. Because remember, this is the external hard drive, so you can see both hard drives, and they have to have a different number. So I'm going to restart this. No, I'm going to shut down, and then I'm going to reboot by just holding the button, and then you'll see that double image come up, just to make you aware of this. So for those of you who have enjoyed it so far, thank you for watching. Give it a like. For those of you who want to see this screen happen, you can bear with me. Now, in order to do this, I'm just going to do a force boot by holding the power button. And I'm going to keep holding it until something arrives on the screen. This is kind of a force boot. There you go. See, I held it in, and now you can see over here, I've both got my main hard drive and my Mac. Now, sometimes that might happen, which is why you need to, if I press enter, nothing happens. It's a good first thing to do. Now I have to press twice. If I press once and enter, I'm going to go into the main hard drive, the one that belongs to the Mac. If I press twice, then I'm in my Mac. So imagine, remember, you can't see this. You have to trust that your external hard drive is going to be in there and it's second. and then we press enter, and then it's going to load into our external hard drive. There's the noise that's saying, ta-da, it's waking up. You have to give it some time. It's going to, eventually you'll see the Apple logo loading up. It does take time to turn on using this kind of functions, but it's worth it if you enjoy using the Mac software. So this is where, see, after pressing that right key twice, that's why you would have to wait a bit, at least 30 seconds, because it actually took, after I pressed enter, maybe 60 seconds for that to happen. So remember, the more time you give it, the better. So here, now I think I'm ready to enter my password. I am, and I press enter, and then we're going to see it on here after I unplug it and plug it in again. So it's there. Remember, I have to unplug it and replug it in. And there we have our external Mac. Obviously, it's not the size I want it. I'll have to change that later. So that is how you put your Mac Mini onto your iPad, foolproof 100%. I will link the document for you to download in case you're a bit confused. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and click a like and make a comment. If you're having a problem with it, I'm quite happy to answer why it isn't opening for you. But this should really help circumvent all your worries. See you on the next video.